Hi everyone, it's Franklin with GottaLottaDance.com, and we're here at the Capitol Swing dance event in Sacramento. And today I get to talk with Mark, the Marine Scheuffle, who we're going to talk quite a bit about social dancing, because from what I understand, all the ladies want to dance with you.
Social dancing is what I've probably been more interested in over the last 30 years this year. I've been social dancing.
So you started in kindergarten then?
No, I started when I was 15, so we won't even add that up.
Okay, so you started. So at 15, how did you discover dancing?
Well, what happened was my sister needed a dance partner. My parents were taking some dance lessons, and my older sister needed a dance partner. And so they came to me to con me to go be my sister's dance partner, and they were ready to bribe me with model airplanes, you know. And I said, before they even put out the bribe, I said, sure, I'll go. And so we went to what was a country western series of lessons in 1980 before Urban Cowboy came out.
Okay.
So then I was already learning and two-step and pony swing and some other, a country version of Lindy before Urban Cowboy came out. And then Urban Cowboy came out, and then there was the whole craze of, you know, social country dancing, which I was involved in for till about 1994 very heavily, and all over the world, because then I joined the Marines, and you know, I would go dancing anywhere I happened to be stationed.
Right. And was it very popular all over the world, as much as here, or?
Well, I mean, I was in Bahrain, and there was a country bar in Bahrain, the Persian Gulf, and so there was little country bars in Japan and Thailand. And so there were the places I visited, you could always kind of find one. Country music was a big influence, and since Americans were there, they were going to cater to, you know, an American clientele worldwide, no matter where they were.
Right. And how was the level of dancing abroad?
Well, you know, when I was coming up, my dance instruction was really not by absolute trained professionals. And so it was more by social dancers teaching social dancers at bars and venues, maybe a college. And so I thought it was great until I came to California and realized that everybody else that I had met that I thought was great was just really just good. And I met a lot of great dancers once I got stationed in Southern California.
And did that bring your level of dancing up?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you can dance with better people than you, it's an absolute inspiring thing, emotionally and technically, and especially to great music. On the other hand, dancing with, as a leader, and dancing with people below your ability is, can you lead a top woman? Yes. But that doesn't mean you're a great leader. You've got to go take that ability, and can you lead those same things with a beginning woman? And that's what I would go do. I'd learn something from a top woman, and I'd go try it on lesser capable women.
Someone who's just beginning?
Yeah, someone who's just beginning or an intermediate. And if I could pull that off, I was like, oh, right, that's, you know, I like that. That was good, that I learned something that I could transform it to somebody else.
So then what I'm hearing then is it's good no matter what level to try and reach out to all different levels.
I believe so. I believe so.
That was beneficial for you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, because you can get dancing with a top person, man or woman, you can get kind of lazy and like, yeah, I can do that, and I don't have to work so hard. But you dance with beginners, it makes you enjoy the dance again more. You know, there's a certain amount of energy dancing with different levels of people, and it's very enjoyable.
Right. And so, as someone who's newer to the dance, then how did they get past that intimidation of going up to someone like you and saying, "Will you dance with me?"
It's very difficult. I mean, I don't like to turn people down, because when I was a Marine, it's weird. I would go different places. I'd be the new person in the club, and so I was large. I didn't look like I could dance, and I would go ask women to dance, and I had a lot of no's, and so that affected me in that I can't even imagine what it's like for somebody to come ask me. So that was kind of a goal of mine and my mother and my sisters. You know, there's no reason you can't dance with somebody if you don't think they're going to hurt you. So
what do you mean if they're going to hurt you?
Well, I mean, a lot of women get asked to dance, but you know, they're following the dance, and they have an unknown quantity of guy my size.
Right.
You know, you want to dance? You know, it's like, well, you know, if I'm able to walk tomorrow, you know, that, right. You know, they've got to protect themselves. The women are very vulnerable to what men are leading. Mm-hmm. And so if it's a man's dance today, then they're very vulnerable to what the man is doing all the way, and like jumping through hoops, you know, and you know, they've got to wake up, they've got to have a good arm tomorrow to go to work, they've right. got to have their neck in still the same position, you know, they still got to have a back. We're all gonna sustain injuries, but you try to reduce those, you know. It's social dancing, not, you know, social gymnastics.
So what I'm hearing then, as a leader, you need to be really aware of your partner's abilities and their physical
absolutely
abilities.
You know, there are people that I dance with, and I'll dance one way with somebody I've known for 10 or 12 years, and I know what I can do with them. And I take a beginner and they're wondering why I'm not doing the same things with them. Well, I'm not taking you into dips, I'm not going to lift you off the ground, I'm not going to do a bunch of things with you because I don't know you. And so there's a responsibility on my part and your part that we're just going to have an enjoyable dance and feel each other out and feel what level we are and enjoy it for what it is. I'm not out there to go, yeah, these are my best drop and lift moves, you know, and you have to follow them. We all have to be, you know, capable of dancing the next day.
Right.
We'd like to.
And like I say, going to work.
Exactly.
And being able to drive the car.
Yes.
Now, so when did you discover West Coast Swing?
Well, in 1985, I saw it for the first time in a country competition in Reno. And I was stationed in North Carolina, so I didn't get a lot of exposure to it. I kept hearing about it, and I had done a little bit of country Lindy at the time. So I had a hard time learning West Coast Swing initially and breaking it down and getting out of a circle and getting into a slot. Probably 5 years of attempting to always learn the patterns and, okay, step back, step out of the way, let the weighty have the slot. It took quite a few times for me to go revisit that, and actually part of me was hoping it was a fad and would just kind of go by. But I was stationed in Japan, and when I came back, it was bigger than ever for obvious reasons. And I was like, okay, I really got to focus on this and try to learn this dance.
So it was very challenging then at first for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Almost every dance I learn is very challenging for me because it all involves moving different ways to different parts of the music and different elements, as Charlotte would say.
Mm. And then now, so you dance country and country Lindy for so many years, right? Do you bring aspects of that into your West Coast Swing dance?
It's pretty much that's pretty much gone. You know, because that was just straight 6-count social patterns, kind of circular to.
So you don't do something and go, oh, I know that I brought that in from.
No, that's kind of gone. I mean, I remember thinking default dance, and I remember dancing a Lindy song one time later, about 1991 or 2 or something, and instead of rocking to the side, I stepped in a West Coast Swing manner, and I went, oh, my default dance has changed. You know, I'm gonna take a step now, or I'm gonna step back. So my default dance, you know, the one that I'm most comfortable with, had changed.
Right, so it's like now all of a sudden you're speaking in Japanese instead of your
yes,
your default language, what you think in.
Right.